You'll make around 35,000 decisions today. Now, that number gets thrown around a lot, and its scientific origin is famously murky. Some research points to much lower numbers, while other studies only count choices about specific things, like food. But whether the real number is 35,000 or 7,000, the core truth is still staggering. Your day is a constant stream of choices. What to wear, what to eat, whether to speak up in that meeting. Most of these are small. But the most important decisions, the ones that shape your career, your finances, and your relationships, aren't always made consciously. They're often made for you, by a part of your brain running on ancient and, frankly, glitchy software. See, to handle this onslaught of choices, your brain has developed an incredible set of mental shortcuts. This is the fast, intuitive, automatic part of your mind that psychologists like Daniel Kahneman call System 1. It's your gut feeling, your knee-jerk reaction. It's what helps you drive a familiar route without really thinking about every turn. And this system is essential. Without it, you'd be paralyzed by the breakfast menu. But here's the problem. These same shortcuts that save you energy are also causing you to misjudge risks, lose money, and miss major opportunities. This isn't your fault. It's by design. And these mental glitches operate so quietly, you often don't even notice they're there. So in this video, we're going to unpack 4 of the most pervasive cognitive glitches that are quietly shaping your life. More importantly, we're going to give you simple tools to spot them, catch them in the act, and start taking back control. Section 1. The confirmation glitch. The first, and arguably most dangerous, is what I call the confirmation glitch, better known as confirmation bias. Simply put, your brain has a powerful tendency to search for, favor, and recall information in a way that confirms what you already believe. It's not actually interested in the truth, it's interested in being right. What makes this so insidious is that it doesn't feel like a bias at all. It feels like clear, rational thinking. When you find evidence that supports your view, your brain gives you a little hit of dopamine, reinforcing the idea that your perspective is the correct one. Here's a classic example. You get the feeling your new boss doesn't like you. They seem to chat with everyone else, but walk past your office without a word. Later, in a meeting, they seem to dismiss your idea a little too quickly. Your brain files this away as Exhibit A and Exhibit B. You now have a growing case file titled, "My Boss Hates Me." What your brain conveniently ignores is the polite email they sent you this morning, the time they said, "Good work," last week, or the fact that they're just an introverted person who is busy and stressed. The bias filters out all contradictory evidence. We do this in our relationships all the time. If you start believing your partner is distant, you will become a world-class detective at finding proof. The unreturned text, the tired sigh after work. You're building a case, not seeing reality. We do it with our big purchases, spending hours looking for reviews that justify the expensive phone we've already emotionally committed to buying. We do it with the news we consume, sticking to sources that tell us what we already believe. So what's the fix? It's simple, but it's not easy. You have to actively argue with your own brain. The solution is to become your own devil's advocate. The next time you feel absolutely certain about something, an opinion, a person, a decision, force yourself to find one strong piece of evidence that proves you wrong. Don't just look for it. Try to genuinely understand its merit. Ask yourself, what would this situation look like if I were completely mistaken? This one question can break the spell of confirmation bias and open your mind to a much wider and more accurate version of reality. Section 2. The price tag glitch. The second glitch is one that's actively costing you money. It's the price tag glitch, or what psychologists call anchoring bias. This is our tendency to rely far too heavily on the very first piece of information we're offered, the anchor. Once that anchor is set, all our later judgments are skewed by it. This was most famously documented by the psychologists Amos Tversky and Daniel Kahneman, who showed just how easily our minds can be manipulated by completely arbitrary numbers. You've felt this 1,000 times. You walk into a store and see a jacket with a price tag that says $400, crossed out and replaced with $150. Your immediate reaction isn't, "Is this jacket worth $150 to me?" It's, "Wow, I'm saving $250. The original $400 price is the anchor. It might be completely fabricated, The store may have never sold a single jacket at that price, but it doesn't matter. It has anchored your perception of value, making $150 feel like a bargain you can't possibly miss. This is used everywhere. Software companies list their most expensive enterprise plan first to make the Pro plan seem reasonable by comparison. A car salesman starts with a high sticker price, knowing that any price he comes down to will feel like a concession, even if it's still above what the car is actually worth. The first number you see becomes the reference point for the entire negotiation, narrowing your focus and preventing you from seeing the bigger picture objectively. The solution here is to set your own anchor before someone else does. Before you look at a price tag or enter a negotiation, ask yourself one simple question. Based on its use to me and my budget, what am I truly willing to pay for this? Decide on your number before you see theirs. This creates a counter anchor in your own mind, protecting you from their influence. When you see that crossed out price, you won't just see a discount. You'll see their price, and you'll compare it to your price. This simple shift puts the power back in your hands, ensuring you make decisions based on your own value system, not a cleverly placed number. Mid-roll CTA. If you're starting to see how these hidden scripts are running your life, and you want to better understand the architecture of your own mind, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We explore how our thinking works every single week, and I'd love to have you with us. Section 3. The headline glitch. The third glitch is what I call the headline glitch, known to psychologists as the availability heuristic. This one fundamentally messes up your ability to accurately judge risk. Your brain has a simple but flawed rule. If you can think of an example easily, it must be important and common. We judge the likelihood of an event not based on facts or statistics, but on how readily examples come to mind. And what comes to mind easily? Things that are recent, emotionally intense, vivid, or heavily covered by the media. This is why so many people are more afraid of a shark attack than of dying in a car accident. You are, statistically, thousands of times more likely to die in a car crash than from a shark attack. But shark attacks make for terrifying, sensational headlines and blockbuster movies. You can instantly picture that fin in the water. That image is highly available in your mind. The thousands of mundane, untelevised car accidents that happen every day don't have the same emotional punch, so your brain downplays the risk. This bias constantly warps our perception of the world. We worry about plane crashes, even though flying is one of the safest forms of travel. We overestimate the rate of violent crime if we watch a lot of local news, even when data shows crime is actually declining in our area. The media isn't necessarily trying to mislead you. It's just that dramatic, rare events are more newsworthy than common, boring ones. As a result, our internal map of risk looks nothing like the actual statistical reality. The fix for this is to become a conscious fact-checker of your own feelings. When you feel a spike of fear or anxiety about a particular risk, pause and ask yourself, is this statistically likely or just mentally available? Is your fear based on a vivid story you just saw or on objective data? Take 30 seconds to look up the base rate, the actual probability of that event occurring. This deliberate act of engaging your slow, logical brain can override the panicked signal from your fast, intuitive one, allowing you to allocate your worry to the risks that are actually most probable, not just the ones that are easiest to imagine. Section 4. The fear of loss glitch. Our final glitch is perhaps the most powerful force in all of behavioral economics. It's the fear of loss glitch, and its technical name is loss aversion. This is a core part of prospect theory, the Nobel Prize-winning work from Kahneman and Tversky that turned modern economics on its head. The principle is devastatingly simple. The pain of losing is psychologically about twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining. Losing $100 hurts about twice as much as finding $100 feels good. This fundamental imbalance means we are not naturally driven to maximize gains. We are driven to avoid losses, often at any cost. And this makes us miss huge opportunities. You can see this cripple investors. An investor buys a stock for $50. It drops to $30. The rational move might be to sell, cut their losses, and reinvest the money in a more promising asset. But they don't. Why? Because selling would mean they have to realize the loss. It would make the loss real, and that hurts. To avoid that immediate pain, they hold on, hoping it will come back, and often end up losing even more. Conversely, if a stock they bought at $50 goes up to $70, they're incredibly tempted to sell it to lock in the win, terrified of losing the profit they've already made. This is why so many people sell their winners too early and hold their losers too long. This isn't just about stocks. It's why you might stay in a job you hate, because the fear of losing a steady paycheck feels more powerful than the potential joy of finding a career you love. It's why companies keep pouring money into a failing project, the sunk cost fallacy, because they can't stomach the pain of admitting the initial investment is lost. Marketers know this well. They frame deals as "don't miss out," because the fear of missing out is a far more powerful motivator than the promise of a gain. The solution here requires a powerful mental reframe. Instead of focusing on what you stand to lose, deliberately shift your focus to what you stand to gain. When facing a tough decision, don't just ask, "What if this goes wrong?" First, ask, "But what if this goes right?" For investments or projects that have already lost value, ask the ultimate question to defeat sunk costs. Knowing everything I know now, if I didn't already have my money or time in this, would I invest in it today? If the answer is no, then you know it's loss aversion that's keeping you stuck. This reframe helps you make decisions based on the future, not on the ghosts of losses past. Conclusion: the confirmation glitch, the price tag glitch, the headline glitch, and the fear of loss glitch. These 4 shortcuts are running in the background of your mind every single day. Realizing this can be a little unnerving. It might feel like your own brain isn't on your team. But here's the crucial takeaway. These glitches are not personal failings. They are universal features of the human cognitive machine, an ancient operating system that was built for survival in a very different world. The goal isn't to become a perfectly rational robot, free of all bias. That's impossible and probably not even desirable. The goal is simply to become more aware. To move from being an unconscious puppet of these ancient scripts to being a conscious observer of your own mind. By simply knowing these glitches exist, you've already taken the first and most important step. You can now start to catch them, to notice them, and to choose a different path. Final CTA. So here is your challenge for this week. Don't try to fix everything at once. Just try to spot one of these glitches out in the wild. Catch yourself being anchored by a price tag at the grocery store. Notice the pull to click on an article that you know will just confirm your worldview. See that flash of fear about a sensational news story. When you see it, don't judge yourself, just notice it. That moment of awareness is where your power lies. Let me know in the comments which glitch you find first. I'd genuinely love to hear about it. And for more tools to upgrade your thinking and take back control of your decisions, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss what's next. Thanks for watching.